It's a beautiful day for baseball at Target Field. It is Easter Sunday, and it is also Kids Day. Twins players signing some autographs for some of their younger fans. Denard's fan outside. Even the mascot getting into the act. TC giving out some candy on this special day at the ballpark. And we welcome you to Target Field. Dick Kramer, look what popped out of my Easter basket this morning.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Absolutely. And the Twins yesterday enjoying a day at the ballpark offensively, and there were some key hits from the guys in the middle of the lineup. What was especially gratifying, it seemed like everybody got in on the act yesterday.
Yeah, they really did yesterday. And a nothing ball game in the bottom of the third inning. It was the Twins that kind of showed, okay, you know what, we're going to try to do some running. Well, Casilla taking off, very aggressive on the base pass. He slides into third, runners at first and third, and you can see later in the ball game, it was Denard Span stealing a base. And Kubo getting a big hit in that third inning, taking a 3-0 lead. And then later in that ball game, in the fifth inning with bases loaded, Justin Morneau delivering with a 2-run single. Twins scored 3 again. They had a couple more multi-run innings, and they scored 10 runs. 10 runs the Twins scored.
You look good in pink.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, very, very nice.
That's the only pink you'll ever see on me.
Well, Michael Cuddyer will be telling us a little bit about his childhood memories when he was a kid, hoping to be a major leaguer. Fox Sports North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
It is a beautiful, sunny Sunday afternoon here at Target Field, and it is another Kids Day. Welcome back to Target Field. I'm Marnie Gellner. We celebrate Kids Days every Sunday throughout the season here with face painting and games to play on the plaza. The kids can run the bases after the games, and it's a very family-oriented and kid-oriented day on Sundays. And you know, it wasn't so long ago that these Twins players were kids themselves. With that in mind, we asked Michael Cuddyer about his favorite superhero when he was growing up.
I guess the one that I remember having figurines of and stuff, he wasn't really a superhero, but He-Man was one of the guys that, you know, I remember I had the Castle of Grayskull, and you know, Skeletor was the nemesis and stuff like that. So even though he's not a superhero or comic hero, He-Man was probably my favorite character.
Michael Cuddyer is hitting fifth today for the Twins, back at second base this afternoon. We'll have the Twins and the Indians first pitch after this.
At its heart and soul, baseball is really a kid's game. For professionals, it may not be child's play, but that's how they started, as youngsters on the playground, relishing the passion and the joy of a summer day on the diamond. Some grow up to wear a major league uniform, but for all who play it, the game has a way of grabbing you early and not letting go. It's fostered, cherished, and passed on from one generation to the next. Because baseball is a kid's game for kids of all ages. Join us now for Kids Day at the ballpark on Fox Sports North. It's a beautiful Easter Sunday at Target Field. It's also Kids Day, and on this special Kids Day, which means so many things to so many people, for the kids, sometimes it means candy that they should be able to eat by themselves.
You know, Casey, my son can't eat everything, so I think he's going to need a little bit of help from Daddy. I'm a huge fan of the Cadbury eggs. Cadbury eggs is that's my downfall. That's what's going to kill me one day.
And a Cadbury egg, I have come to find out, is got chocolate on the outside and then like cream or caramel on the inside. Doesn't sound like anything you or I would like.
I like them too, but I also like hard-boiled eggs too.
Do you really?
Yeah. After you paint them and everything, and then you go find them, and the kids would bring them to Daddy, and Daddy would eat them all.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, here's the Menards batting order for the Indians. Back to the business at hand. Grady Sizemore leading things off as Drupal Cabrera hitting second. Then Shin Soo Choo, Carlos Santana, Travis Hafner, Orlando Cabrera, Michael Brantley, Lou Marson doing the catching, and then Jack Hanahan.
And it's Carl Pavano making his fifth start on the mound here this afternoon. We talked about a little bit about in the pregame. 2 bad starts, 2 good starts for Carl Pavano. And one thing he worked on, and I talked to him between his last start, he was just flying that left shoulder open a little bit. He's going to try to keep that baby in to hit his spots. And that's what Pavano's all about. When he's on, he'll hit his spots inside and outside, lower part of the plate.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. A similar look, in fact, an identical look to what they had yesterday. Repko, Span, and Kubel in the outfield. Valencia, Casilla, Cuddyer, Morneau around the infield, and Drew Butera doing the catching. And much better weather than we've had this weekend. Of course, Friday's game postponed. Kind of raw yesterday, and for April 24th, just gorgeous weather. 57 degrees, mostly sunny, and this ballpark shows up very well when the sun is shining the way it is here today.
Beautiful ballpark, Target Field here.
So the Indians, at one point, in fact, very recently, had a 7-game lead on the Twins. They lost their series finale in Kansas City and last night. So now they lead the Twins by 5 games, and Pavano starts Sizemore with a strike.
Yeah, Twins try to win 3 in a row for the first time this year. Pavano, he'll hit his spots when he's on. Not overpowering. He'll get 91, 92, but outstanding changeup, and then also mixes in a couple breaking balls. Pavano, 35 years old, in his 3rd season with the Twins. Came over a couple years from the Cleveland Indians.
Bouncer to second. And Cuddyer gobbles it up, throws Sizemore out 1 away.
Right, took a little off that pitch right there to Sizemore. Sizemore a little out front, creating that ground ball out. The numbers on Pavano looking for a second win. And if he's able to win here this afternoon, it would be career number 99 for Carl Pavano. The high ERA because he's had a couple bad outings that created that 5.43 ERA.
Well, here is Asdrubal Cabrera. And he peels one foul over the roof of the Cleveland dugout. Strike.
Cabrera, switch hitter, as a left-handed hitter, hitting .235. 2 of his 4 home runs coming from this side of the plate. Pavano making his 6th career start against the Indian organization. He is 2-2 with a very good 2.78 earned run average.
Cuddyer will get another chance. 2 down.
Well, we saw it in his last start in Baltimore. He really never got into a pattern with the catcher. And right here, look at Butera where he sets up. The ball down and away, and that again creates that ground ball out.
So far, so good for Pavano, but that too could have been said of his last start when he retired the first 5 batters, and with 2 outs in the second, Orioles got a couple of walks, 3 hits, and before he knew it, they had 3 on the board, and then Pavano set down 5 in a row, and then again with 2 outs, the Orioles put together a rally against him. 1-1.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen here this afternoon. Chu off to a slow start, hitting at .205. Guy that you want to try to get out because he does have good speed on the base paths. 4 stolen bases on the year.
Drilled to right field. And a solid 2-out hit. So 1 single so far with 2 outs in the inning. And Twins baseball brought to you on this beautiful afternoon in Sony high definition. And that'll bring up Carlos Santana. The regular catcher for the Indians, but the Indians in his first full season are handling Santana the way they handled Victor Martinez toward the end. They've given him a second position to keep his bat in the lineup, and the position the same as it was for Martinez. They're allowing him to get some time at first base.
I'd like to give there's Lou Marson right there. He's behind the plate, and Matt Laporte has been struggling a little bit, so you get his bat out of the lineup and you keep Santana's in. Keep an eye on Chu at first base. Against Pavano, stolen base attempts 5 for 5. They've been successful.
And a throw to first. And Chu does a lot of things well. He is, particularly when Sizemore's out of the lineup, he's Cleveland's best all-around player.
Yeah, 22 stolen bases last year.
And 4 out of 5 this year. Good defensive outfielder. 1-1 to Carlos Santana. And now 2-1. Well, Pavano, a veteran, and has shown the ability to make his own adjustments out there on the mound when he feels things aren't going right. Fly ball, short center field. That's going to be a long run for Span, but he's there to put it away and end the inning. A couple of ground ball outs, a single that does no damage, no score after a half inning. Easter Sunday here at the ballpark, and here's the Menards batting order for the Twins. Denard Span leading things off. Jason Repko second. Jason Kubel third. Then Morneau, Cuddyer, Tomey in the middle. Valencia, Butera, Casilla the bottom third. Twins got a lot of runs yesterday, and Ron Gardenhire figured, why tempt fate? Let's not change a thing.
Well, it hasn't been too often that Ron Gardenhire's been able to put the same lineup up there game after game. Carlos Carrasco making his start here. This is his third career start against the Twins, 2 last year, and he came from the Indians from the Phillies in the Cliff Lee trade a couple years ago.
Down and in to Denard Span.
I don't know if you remember Carrasco last year. He pitched 2 good ball games against him. He's 0-1, but a 2.03 ERA, a no decision. And Indians didn't score a lot of runs for him, but this young man, very good changeup, pretty good control of his fastball, and he'll also mix in a curveball and a slider.
His battery mate also came to the Indians in that Cliff Lee trade, and now Carrasco falling behind 2-0. I mentioned it yesterday. And Carrasco fits that description. So does Justin Masterson, whom the Twins won't face in this series. 2-0 to Span. That hits the corner. But you've got a staff, a rotation. They're all right-handed, and they all are sinker ball pitchers. And we saw and have seen over the years yesterday's starter for the Cleveland Indians, Fausto Carmona, 3-1. He threw a lot of sinkers, very tough on both righties and lefties, and we'll see a lot of that from Carrasco.
Yeah, a little second guessing going on with Manny Acta and Carmona's pitch selection to Justin Morneau in the 5th inning. After they walked Kubel intentionally, he was wondering, why do you start him with a changeup? The whole situation was to walk Kubel to set up the double play, and a changeup left up, and Morneau got the 2-run single. So, this game's great to second guess. Carmona felt like he could get him out on a changeup. Instead, Justin beat him. But you would think that he would go to that nasty sinker. That's his double play ball.
Full count to Span. And a chopper right side. Santana with the catch. Flips to the pitcher, 1 away. Oakland 4 defense for the Indians. Michael Brantley, Grady Sizemore, Shin-Soo Choo in the outfield. Jack Hanahan's done a great job at third base defensively for the Indians. The Cabrera's up the middle, Santana at first, and Marson behind the plate. 1 gone. That'll bring up Jason Repko. Repko with a good day at the plate. Moved runners along, got some hits, scored some runs.
Yeah, Repko in place of Delman Young. Delman Young hopefully will start on Tuesday, getting another day off. Let that sore rib area kind of mend. So Repko gets some at-bats.
Repko takes a breaking pitch inside, ball 1. Carrasco falls behind a Repko, as he did Span.
Well, coming into the ball game, Carrasco with 8 walks in 26 innings pitched. 17 strikeouts.
Hit hard, but foul, 2-1. Sanford medical injury report regarding Delman Young. He's expected back in the lineup on Tuesday. He's had a lesser, we hope, a case of the flu, lesser than what Mauer and Morneau had, and then a little bit of a twinge in the ribcage area. That's bounce foul. 2-2. And it's been an interesting first month for Twins manager Ron Gardenhire. Came out of spring training the only team without somebody on the disabled list, and that lasted all of about 5 games. And it's been one thing after another. Just off the plate, another full count. And injuries and illness to key players, former MVP type players. Pounded foul.
Well, and that's why it's important for the Repkos, the Tolberts, the other extra guys to pick these guys up. To, Butera behind the plate now, where Joe Mauer normally would be, to pick them up, and until they come back healthy, they need to be 100% healthy. Joe Mauer needs to be 100% healthy. Repko gave that a ride, but it's foul.
Still 3-2.
So it gives, with injuries, gives opportunity. And Repko showing off some power. Ball chest high, inner half of the plate, but he pulls it foul. Got the barrel of the bat out quickly.
And another bouncer foul. So Span had a long at bat. Now Repko has a long at bat.
Yeah, make the young kid only 24 years old throw a lot of pitches. 14 pitches already. 8 pitches in this at bat to Jason Repko. So my California Mass says there were 6 to Bernard Span.
Very good. Close pitch taken for ball 4.
Well, you keep fouling pitches off, and you hope that he misses, which he does. So Repko at first.
And he brings with him to first base some speed. Jason Kubel at the plate.
There's the numbers on Carrasco. 4.85 earned run average. 26 innings pitched in 4 starts. He had a tough outing, almost like Carmona did against the Chicago White Sox in his debut, second day of the season. Last 3 starts have been very solid. All 3 quality starts.
One of the biggest at-bats early in the game yesterday came in the Kubel at-bat in the third inning. Twins were threatening. They'd scored a run, had a threat going, and Kubel, instead of trying to pull the sinker, slashed it to the gap in left center field and drove in a couple of runs with a double. Now he gets 2 strikes called over the inside corner from Carrasco.
Remember yesterday you mentioned Fausto Carmona working off that first base side of the pitching rubber. Carrasco the same thing. As far toward first base as you can, or close to.
Well, they set up in off the plate. And Carrasco misses 1 and 2. So the Indians adjusting to Kubel's approach yesterday, taking a pitch down and away and driving it hard to the opposite field, and they've been trying to work him over on the inside corner.
All 3 pitches have been middle in to Kubel.
Now outside, and the pitch misses 2 and 2. And it's been an ongoing theme for Kubel to use the whole field this year. That's why his numbers are where they are, hitting at .333 with a couple of home runs. Repko takes off, and the pitch flared foul. Ron Gardenhire talked about it this morning, thinking that Kubel last year kind of let this ballpark get into his head a little bit. And we talked about it last year, how Jason tried to get up on the plate a little bit more, to try to pull the ball more, which got him out of his game at the plate. A gap-to-gap power hitter.
You see where he stands in the batter's box, little open stance.
Repko goes again, and again Kubel flips one foul.
Well, one thing the Twins have done well, they have not done a lot of it, but that's running bases, trying to steal bases. They're 10 for 10 in stolen base attempts. Saw a couple stolen bases yesterday. Repko with 1 stolen base on the year. Span stole a base. Casilla stole.
Throw to first and Repko back.
Casilla did not steal a base. It was Michael Cuddyer that stole a base.
Another 2-2 to Kubel. Repko goes again. The pitch hooked foul. So all of this running up a first inning pitch count for Carrasco. He's already thrown 22 pitches. And the Twins have taken some strikes, as Kubel did, but fouling a lot of 2-strike pitches off.
And they say Carrasco's strikeout pitch is a very good changeup, but you want to get ahead. They want him to get ahead with a fastball. There's a changeup right there, and Kubel goes down swinging.
Out number 2.
On our box tracks, you can see where all the pitches are, and then that final one down in the strike zone. That's the changeup.
That's got some sink to it. Well, here's Morneau, who got a big hit for the Twins in the 5th inning. A 2-run single. Coming right after the Indians had intentionally walked Kubel to fill the bases. Outside, ball 1. A bit of wind blowing in from right field. And Morneau takes a changeup for ball 2.
Justin still looking for his first home run of the year.
Inside, 3-0 with Michael Cuddyer on deck.
Carrasco has allowed only 1 home run in his first 4 starts.
See if Morneau is green lighted here.
It's middle in with nothing on it.
It's ball 4. Repko was off with the pitch, but 2 walks now in the inning. Sets up Cuddyer with 2 men aboard.
Well, Twins had 13 hits yesterday. Cuddyer, the only regular that did not have a hit. So hopefully we'll start this day off with a base hit and maybe an RBI or 2.
Drove in a run with a ground ball in that 5th inning. still have not done a very good job of scoring in the first inning, and they have a chance handed to them here with a pair of walks and a hot hitter at the plate in Michael Cuddyer. Takes inside a ball.
Yeah, this is their 21st game, the Twins' 21st game. They scored only 1 run in the first inning. So a chance to break it open early here.
Again, Marson and Carrasco both coming out of the Phillies system. You can understand Manny Acta maybe wanting to pair these two guys together because they know each other pretty well. Repko and Morneau aboard. 1-0 to Cuddyer. And that hits the inside corner.
In the era of the pitch count, Carrasco might go 3 innings. He's already, this will be his 30th pitch.
And the Twins have put 1 ball in play. Hit to the third baseman Hanahan. He'll go to second to force Morneau and end the inning. A couple of walks, but no score after an inning here at Target Field. Pair. Well, thank you very much for all the wonderful artwork on that bed sheet.
Yes.
That's a Hilton. They're missing one of their finer bed linens there, but perhaps. But Kids Day here at Target Field, a great chance to share Easter Sunday with your kids at the ballpark. And Travis Hafner will lead off the second for Cleveland. So did you get an Easter basket this morning?
No, I did not. My wife Gail is down in Florida, so no, I did not. How about yourself?
No, I didn't get one this morning.
No?
No.
Kids didn't give you one?
No. We need to talk about this hard-boiled egg business. I'm surprised that you actually like those.
Oh, yeah. You don't like hard-boiled eggs?
No, I like eggs. I just don't like hard-boiled eggs.
So good. And they're good for you, too.
That's what you boil. Yeah. You boil all the cholesterol out of it.
I eat everything that is good for me.
Really?
You know, of course. Yes.
So Happy Easter.
Yes, happy Easter.
You're not wearing the only bunny ears here at the ballpark.
No,
I've seen some other ones.
TC had some.
Little bouncer to first, and Morneau makes the play, 1 down. I think it's the smell of making the hard-boiled eggs and using the vinegar. I'm not into the smell of vinegar.
Oh, you do it vinegar? Is that how you do it?
Well, I think, yeah, that's how we used to do it as a kid.
We used to just put it in paint.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
No, you got to get the
enamel paint.
Enamel paint.
Yeah,
now that's good for you.
Well, you take the shell off anyway. You want the inside. Yeah, my dad would just take the paint out. Here we go. Put it in a bucket.
High and tight.
Throw them against the wall, and a room would be painted.
No, you got to put that little pill in the cup or the glass, and you put the hot water.
I got to ask you one thing. Now, you know, you got a couple kids here.
Yeah.
You ever have an Easter egg hunt in the house, and you know it's our responsibility to hide the eggs?
Then you forget where they are.
Then forget you in the couch, and you're wondering about 6 months later, what's that smell?
Yeah.
When you finally find that egg, you didn't show up.
There's a liner to left and a base hit. Repko gathers it in. Eventually, now the runner takes a big turn at first. Cabrera thought about going to second once he saw Repko juggle the ball a little bit, but instead he's aboard with a one-out single.
Well, I mean, Cabrera's always been a very good hitter over his career. Pretty good pitch right here. Ball down, and just kind of lays the bat on it softly. And he hustles down that line, sees that Jason Repko has a little trouble fumbling it right there, but gets it back in quickly. And, of course, Cuddier's thinking, here he comes, because they're saying he's coming, he's coming. So you don't really see how far that Cabrera rounded that bag.
Here's Michael Brantley. Second single for the Indians against Pavano. And again, in his start against the Orioles were able to bunch things together. They didn't hit an abundance of extra base hits or home runs. They just took advantage of the walks and the singles consecutively to push some runs across.
Yeah, and you don't see Pavano, you know, with his lack of control the way he did in his last start. You just don't see that. This guy has been steady. A 17-game winner last year in 32 starts. Worked over 220 innings. There's his outing. Look at that. 8 runs, 7 earned. It's just an ugly outing you want to just forget about.
Cabrera, of course, came to the Twins about the same time Pavano did 2 seasons ago. He was inching back to the bag 2 seconds before Pavano threw over there, almost as if he knew before Pavano did that he was going to throw over there.
He's not a base stealer. He's a smart runner.
There's another one on the outside corner.
Yeah, I think there's a difference there. You know, you have a Ricky Henderson or a Lou Brock that could just steal a base. Cabrera, if you don't pay attention to him, he will steal a base. 1 for 1 so far this year. The Indians have 11 stolen bases. They've been caught 4 times.
And now 2-2. Fly behind third, tough play for Valencia, and that's a foul ball by about a foot.
Yeah, the Twins got a break right there. You see that little flare go in, and you know that Valencia is all out. He can't catch up to it. You hope that it goes foul, and it did. And Valencia goes back and says, Repko, you take it, but Repko wasn't even close either. So a break for the Twins right there.
And Butera and Pavano talk about it. Pavano coming to the Twins for a pitcher by the name of Johan Pino. And Pino was actually a player to be named later. And in his first full year in the Cleveland organization, Pino made 26 AAA starts, was 10-9 with an ERA of 5.75. So unless Pino turns his career around, it was a very, very good trade for the Minnesota Twins. 2-2. Bouncer to short. How many can they get? 1, 2. Now they won't get 2 here. You see, he had a little problem getting the ball out of his glove, but they do have an asset in Cuddyer at second, a second baseman with a very strong arm.
Yeah, he sure does. But you know what? Right there, Casilla, the little hesitation, doesn't get the ball quick enough to Cuddyer. So Cuddyer has to hang around the bag. And Cabrera, not, you know, I mean, good hard slide, but Cuddyer had plenty on that throw. But Brantley, very quick down that line.
So runner at first with 2 away, and here's Lou Marson. Pavano right on the edge of the strike zone again.
Marson, one of these players, like a Drew Butera, you know, not a lot of offense, but a good caller of the game. Last year, 87 games for the Indians, hit only 195.
1-1.
So a guy that you have to throw strikes to, you have to tack. No free passes to this guy.
30 pitches for Pavano. He's gotten 5 outs, trying to wrap up the second inning here in this at bat with Hanahan on deck. And Brantley motioning towards second base a couple of times, and Pavano steps off.
And that's not a bad move by Pavano, because we've seen over the last year and a half, you know, that runners they get a pretty good jump off of Carl. So he just stepped off.
That's to center, hanging in the air for Span. And the second inning ends as the first did, with a fly ball to center.
Field this afternoon, even the Easter Bunny over here has made an appearance, and the Twins got to celebrate Easter this morning with their families and their kids on the field in the first ever Target Field Easter egg hunt. All across the infield and in the dugout, there were those plastic eggs with the candy inside, and the kids were gathering them up, putting the eggs in their baskets, and the dads were right there with them. Kubel, Cuddyer, Baker, Casilla, even today's starting pitcher, Carl Pavano, was out there, and the current hitter as well. Jim told me it was a nice way for the players to get some family time as an entire team. But Dick and Bert, afterwards, I saw members of the grounds crew just carefully going through the infield to make sure there were not any leftover jelly beans. But Bert, I did gather up a few ones. I'll bring the stray ones to you later.
Well, thank you, Marnie, and happy Easter to you.
See, I didn't know until I was 25 years old that those plastic eggs, that the parents are supposed to put something inside them.
Money.
Yeah, money. You know, chocolates, whatever. I mean, my parents thought it was just enough to get the plastic eggs with nothing inside.
You poor.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how you made it this far.
No idea how I got through my childhood. Drilled to right, up and off the wall, and Tommy will be held to a rifling single off the fence in right. Wow.
You know, we used to see this when I was at the old Met with Harmon Killebrew. He would get a ball up like that and almost a top spin. You know, he's so strong. Tommy's homies here. You see the high fastball? I mean, he hammered this. Right off that wall, and Chu plays the carom perfectly.
That missed by that much. 1.5 feet, 2 feet maybe. Here's Danny Valencia, who didn't miss yesterday. He's on a long drive down the left field line for his second home run of the year. First hit for the Twins. Tomey's at first. The Indians don't hold him on. And Valencia bunts at it. 1 strike.
Take a look at the strong swing of Jim Thome. A line drive off that wall. Chu goes over, plays it, and holds Thome to a single.
Valencia surprised everybody by threatening to bunt. You don't have much speed at first base. And now he's behind in the count 0-2.
Yeah, jump back on that curveball right there.
Checked his swing, we think. It's 1-2. Valencia leading the team with 11 runs batted in. Busted bat. He'll try to stay out of a double play, but he can't. So 2 down in the second inning, and Tim Laudner, it seems from up here as if the Twins are facing the same type of pitcher in back-to-back games.
Dick and Bert, the Carmona yesterday, Carrasco today, they might be identical twins when it comes to their pitches. Sinker, slider, changeup, and you think right away, well, let's throw up another 10 runs and 13 hits, but it doesn't always work like that. Pitchers have a way of changing things up a little bit. They keep the charts on all the hitters, and they certainly want to make some changes from what they did yesterday. But so far, so good. Twins hitters are putting the bats on the ball, moving things around a little bit. Expect them to string some hits together again today, boys.
Drew
Thank you,
Butera
Timmy.
taking inside. Well, I think we saw that in the Kubel at bat. Kubel with one of the biggest hits yesterday, taking a pitch away from him and hitting it the other way, and they tried to bust him inside, at least in the first at bat. Here's a pop-up right side, and Santana calls for it. Twins get a leadoff single. Carrasco throws just 10 pitches, and we have 2 scoreless innings so far. Is brought to you by Explore Minnesota. Visit exploreminnesota.com to plan your next Minnesota vacation today. And that, of course, a familiar sight. Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox in Bemidji in northern Minnesota. Paul Bunyan and his sidekick Babe the Blue Ox have greeted visitors on the shore of Lake Bemidji for almost 60 years. And all that's well and good, but of course the biggest thing is it was the inspiration. They were the inspiration to a very clever Twins commercial featuring Jim Thome. Carl Pavano delivering a strike and a ball to Jack Hanahan. And now 1-2. Hanahan, Sizemore, and Cabrera to face Pavano here in the third inning. Pop up deep short, and Casilla, the outfield grass, puts it away, 1 down. Fox Sports is proud to bring you exclusive coverage of the UEFA Champions League semifinals beginning on Tuesday with Schalke taking on Manchester United on Fox Soccer. Then on Wednesday, one of the world's greatest sports rivalries, not the Red Sox and the Yankees, it resumes as Barcelona battles Real Madrid on FX. Coverage of both games begin at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific in high definition. One gone. Here's Grady Sizemore. And a ball. White Sox and Tigers wrapping up their series in Detroit, and the Tigers have added a couple of runs in the sixth and now lead at 3-0. White Sox have lost 9 of their last 10. An important game against a divisional opponent, especially so because after the game they go to New York for a 4-game series. 2-0 to Sizemore, and now 2-1. Two and one to Sizemore. Didn't get a chance to play much last year. Jumped into the lineup a little over a week ago, and in his second at bat he hit a home run, and reminded me at least of Joe Mauer's return to the lineup in his MVP season, hitting a home run in his first at bat. Here's a high fly to center. Span going back, and on the edge of the track makes the catch out, number 2. You can ask us a question at carsoup.com. Hit /baseball. And today our question, Mary McLaughlin of La Crescent, Minnesota, wondering about the official score. It's appointed by the league, but what are the official score qualifications? Now there's Greg Wong, who was a longtime baseball beat writer and a sports writer for the St. Paul Pioneer Press.
Well, they're basically watching what we're watching, and then sometimes they'll use the instant replay to see if that was an error or a base hit. But it's up to their judgment. Well, you know, Span actually earlier on this first homestand was charged with an error on a triple, or we thought it was a triple, and they gave Span an error, and then I believe the American League took it away. Or Major League Baseball said that was an error. I mean, it was not an error. That was a triple.
I don't know that you even fill out an application. I think the local clubs, with Cabrera swinging and missing, foul with tipping, and Pavano has a 1-2-3 inning. We'll discuss more about official scoring in their jobs when we come back. The word value followed by a space and the player's name to short code 2-3-4, 2-3-4. And Alexei Cuddyer leading things off here in the third, taking ball one. 13 hits for the Twins yesterday, and maybe the two most important hits came off the bat of this guy, because they need to get him going.
Yeah, 1-out single in that 3-run third inning, and then he started the 3-run fifth inning by getting on, adding a single.
And he gets a base hit here to start his afternoon's work in the third inning. Trevor Plouffe, who was a candidate for the shortstop job in spring training, is hitting the ball well at AAA. And Cuddyer picking it up now here in this homestand.
Well, it's a sinker that Cuddyer just hit sharply right here, right past Orlando Cabrera in the right field. Twins get their second hit of the ball game.
And we saw the Twins doing some hit and running with Cuddyer aboard and Span at the plate. We'll see if they try to do that here in the third inning. Span bounced to first his first time up, had a long at bat with Carrasco, and then hit a two-hopper to Santana. Takes ball one, showing bunt. Steve Little, the third base coach, giving signs. We saw Cuddyer in this spot yesterday take off, and then Span hit a line drive behind him.
Well, I remember yesterday's ball game. We had Helen up in the booth in our Circle Me Bird section that was circled, and she brought what, 3 runs to us.
Right.
Here we have Elizabeth up in the booth, and she's going to bring us some runs, aren't you, honey? She's going to be 7 years old shortly, and her favorite fan, of course, her favorite player, of course, is Joe Mauer. Yes. So bring us some runs, okay, Elizabeth?
2-0 to Span. Ground ball under the glove of Cabrera. Cuddyer will check in at second base. So the Twins don't send Cuddyer, but Span responds anyway with another base hit.
I'll tell you what, Span is having such a solid year. You know, he's getting on base, making things happen, but boy, does he keep those hands back. And right there at the last second, you see him pop that ball. Cabrera dove for the ball. Actually looked like it went underneath his glove into right field. So the Twins have an opportunity to put a run on the board or two here in the third inning. And as Elizabeth is going to do it for us.
Here's Repko. He singled in the third inning yesterday, drove in the first run of the game. Corner infielders playing up.
Maybe bunt.
And Repko takes a fastball for strike one.
Yeah, Repko bunted yesterday in the fifth inning, advancing both runners. Steve Little, the third base coach, going through the signs.
The only reason he didn't bunt in the third, there's already an out in the inning. And we don't have an out here, so we expect Repko to try to drop one down and advance the runners for Kubel.
Well, you want to kind of bunt it toward Hanahan at third base. Make him come in and field it.
And instead, they start the runners. And Repko tried to hit it behind the runners and fouled it away. So Joe Madden of the Rays do that throughout the 4-game series last weekend. But now Repko's up there with 2 strikes.
We'll see how much Ron Gardenhire believes in Repko's ability to bunt with 2 strikes if he's asked to bunt here.
That's poked to left. And a running catch made. Cuddyer dives back safely. So he played that pretty well given the circumstances. That was a tough read for the runner, and Cuddyer bent over at second base. I hope he's all right.
Yeah, you know what? You have to get off, because if this falls in, I mean, Brantley could come in, short hop it, and still get the force out of third base. So Cuddyer, Brantley, nice running catch. Cuddyer has to go about halfway, knowing that he can get back. See Cuddyer right there. Okay, I think I can get back. I can also make it to third if it falls in. And he dives in back safely.
Well, now Kubel. Similar spot to the one he was in yesterday in the third inning when he drove a double to left center field. Here a base hit to right. Cuddyer to third. They're going to hold him up with Chu having a very good arm, and he came through the stop sign and is tagged out. Cuddyer was told by Steve Little, the third base coach, to stop because Chu has an outstanding arm in right field.
Yes, he does, and we just saw it right there. Chu did a great thing as far as charging the ball and one-hopping his catcher, Marson. And Kubel gets a base hit. And Casilla, because he's watching the ball rather than his coach, Steve Little. And the throw right there. Marson tags out Casilla for the second out. So a base running mistake by Alexi Casilla.
You've got Morneau up next. You could have the bases loaded and one out. As it is, first and second with two out.
Well, that's why they put the third base coach there, to follow the ball. And then you saw Casilla trying to pick up where the ball was rather than picking up his third base coach. Steve Little had his hands up, and you can't touch the runner. If you could, Steve Little would have tackled him right there.
Change up in the dirt, and the pitcher, Carrasco, stumbles as he comes off the mound.
Yeah, when his left foot hit the mound where he's landing, kind of gave way. Maybe twisting his ankle a little bit.
Tim Belcher is going to come to the mound here for an officially charged visit. No trainer, and didn't check with home plate umpire Tom Hallion first, so this is a charged trip to the mound.
And a quick trip to the mound by pitching coach Tim Belcher.
Well, there's really no defense for what Casilla did, is there? I mean, you learn that from an early age. You run to the bag and you pick up the coach.
Well, we saw him put his head down and trying to pick up the runner. Let's look at it again. Casilla hustling. He thinks there might be a play, but you got to pick up Steve Little right there rather than do what he did right there. And now it's too late. And a good throw by Chu. And the second out.
You saw Steve Little put up his hands and then wrap them behind his back to make sure he didn't make any contact, even though that's what he wanted to do. Put a bear hug on him. 2-0 to Morneau. Twins trying to pick up something in this third inning with 3 hits. And now Morneau takes a strike, 2-1.
Well, first strike that Morneau has seen. Carrasco walked him on 4 pitches in the first inning.
Hit hard to center. Sizemore going back. He won't get there. The ball stays in the park, and Morneau will drive in 2 with a double. That is a big pick-me-up by Justin Morneau.
We saw that ball drifting. You remember Sizemore hit that ball last inning that Span seemed like he went back a little bit further for. This ball right here, Sizemore laying him pretty deep, but Justin looked like it right off the end of the bat. But that ball drifted over Sizemore's head, and lucky for the Twins, that ball doesn't bounce over for a ground rule double. That allows Kubel to score from first base.
Well, a couple of hits, a couple of runs batted in yesterday for Morneau, and 2 early runs batted in here today. Cuddyer takes inside a ball.
And when you're playing good baseball, you're getting that big 2-out hit, and you're also picking up, Casilla right there. That made a base running mistake. So a big 2-run double for Justin Morneau. His 6th double of the year.
And now fisted to right, a base hit. Morneau to third, and he will be sent home. Chu coming with a throw to the plate, and Morneau is tagged out. So the Twins get 5 hits, have 2 runners thrown out at the plate, and end up scoring 2 runs. Sports North is brought to you by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. By AT&T. And by Comcast. Call Comcast Business Class at 800-391-3000 to turn your business into a fast business. Well, Steve Little had an interesting bottom of the third inning. The Twins got 5 hits in the inning, but the Twins lost 2 base runners at the plate. Alexi Casilla ran through a stop sign, and then Justin Morneau, I'm not sure what exactly he was given there halfway between third and home.
It's not the easiest thing to do what Steve Little had to do. I mean, Casilla just ran right through the stop sign. There's a ground ball. Cuddyer making a good play.
Well, Shin-Soo Choo got 2 assists in the inning. Now he's just grounded out, 1 down.
Well, let's take a look at that inning right there. Casilla, now you can see he doesn't pick up Steve Little at all right there. And I think when Justin came around the bag, of course, Little's coming down and he's saying, okay, he's kind of unsure right there. But Chu, I mean, credit him. He threw a strike home. Maybe taking a gamble right there.
Well, 1 down. Here's Santana taking a strike. Well, the Twins did get 2 runs out of that and lead it 2-0.
Yeah, Helen got us 3 runs yesterday. Elizabeth got us 2 runs today. So I guess the third inning is lucky for the Twins.
2 strikes to Santana. Hit a fly ball to center his first time up. Remember that play years ago? Carlton Fisk was catching, I think, for the White Sox. And there was a throw to the plate, and he ended up tagging out 2 runners on 1 play. Well, that wasn't quite what we had here, but in rather short order, Shin-Soo Choo came up with 2 strong throws to throw out 2 runners on the plate.
Sometimes as a third base coach, you take that gamble. You do. And Scotty Alger sitting next to, he went through the same thing. It's hard. What do you do? Do you send them? Do you hold them up? And you could see Steve Little right there with Morneau. He sent them and hoping that Chu's throw would be offline, but it was right there. You come to the ballpark, you see things you haven't seen in a long time. Here Chu throwing out 2 runners at the plate in 1 inning. You don't see that too often.
Morneau, I think we saw him kind of chuckling about it. There's a pitch up, and Santana draws a walk. You can imagine Sandy Alomar Jr., former catcher in the first base coach's box, giving Morneau an earful about what happened. Following this series against Cleveland, a day off, and then the reigning American League East champion Rays come to Target Field. Tickets are available for all 3 games, and you can get them now by calling 800-33-TWINS or logging on to twinsbaseball.com. Twins and Rays Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon. And the special Jackie Robinson pregame salute brought to you by Plaza Moreno Restaurants on Wednesday.
Boy, that used to frustrate me, when my offense got me a couple runs and then you go out there the next inning and walk that leadoff hitter. Let's see if Travis Hafner can hit a ground ball.
He did his first time to Morneau for an out. Twins would like to get a double play grounder if they could.
Pavano has not had a double play turn behind him yet this season, making his 5th start. Good changeup right there, just missing.
1-1.
Pavano a lot like Brian Dunsing. They're going to change speeds. Very good control. Work both sides of the plate.
Squirted to left, and Repko coming in. That's going to die in front of him for a hit. So first and second, 1 away, and that'll get Orlando Cabrera to the plate. Click on the Fan Zone tab on the FoxSportsNorth.com homepage, and you can win great prizes. Team merchandise, game tickets, unique fan experiences, tech toys. If you aren't a member, you can join. It's fast, it's free, and it's all at the Fan Zone tab on FoxSportsNorth.com. Manny Acta came out to talk to home plate umpire Tom Hallion about something, and now they want to look at the baseball.
Well, that ball right off the end of the bat, and maybe that's what he said. A lot of times I got balls back, believe it or not, that when you do that, there's a big old cut in that ball.
And you did the honorable thing.
I am not going to throw it out. I remember one time I got one where the hide was like, it was open. It was like a big cut.
And you didn't do it.
No, and I didn't.
Cabrera drives one to the gap and down the left field line, and it'll score at least one. Cabrera digging for two, and the Indians take advantage of the walk, back it up with a couple of hits, and they're on the board.
Well, see, that leadoff walk sometimes sets up just that positive thought on your opponent's mind, and right there, Santana got the base hit. Cabrera, right here, second time we've seen him hit a ball down for this one, an extra base hit, and picking up his 12th RBI of the year.
Well, Repko got it into third base as quickly as he could, but Hafner advanced there. Cabrera to second. Corner infielders playing even with their bases for the Michael Brantley at bat. And Pavano misses, ball one.
Yeah, it was a one-out walk to Santana.
Well, Pavano trying to bear down and get Brantley. Got him on a ground ball to short. Got him on a fielder's choice. His first time up. Let's hit deep to right field. Kubel going back, hoping for a bounce. It bounces off the limestone. It's still in play. It's a double that'll score two. Now they say a home run. And it's a 3-run home run, and the Indians have taken a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, Brantley hitting his first home run of the year. I think it hit that limestone. There's a little bit of a flower bed, and I believe it hit off that railing for a 3-run home run. Ron Gardenhire's going to ask.
And we may have a review here, but home plate umpire Bill Miller first extended his hand in the air and then rotated his hand, pitched right down the middle. And the ball.
Yep.
Oh, you think it hit the railing?
I believe it deflected off the railing as we slow it down. There's a flower bed right there.
It hit the very edge.
Oh, it sure did.
That ball should still be in play. So we hope that they review this because it hit the very edge of the limestone facing.
Sure did. Take a look at the ball right there. You don't see a deflection, you just see it pop right back toward the field.
It never cleared the wall. So we'll hope that they review it and they'll see what we have seen, and that is that ball never left the ballpark. And they're going to go take a look. So justice will prevail here, we hope. One umpire remains on the field. The other three go take a look.
See, this is one thing, Dick, that I liked at baseball. The only thing I like that baseball gets a chance to review. You do want to make home run calls correct.
You can see, if we can leave it there for long enough, that what the rules are, and the umpires will look and they'll see that the ball hit the very edge of the limestone and bounce back in the field to play. So Brantley will very likely not get his first home run, and he'll be positioned at second base. This is the one thing that's bad about this. Ruled a home run and the play pretty much stops and he trots around the bases. And so now the umpires have the task of assigning where Brantley should be, and it should be second base. But you can imagine if that ball took a weirder carom, do you give him third base? You put him at second. Or, if Kubel had played the bounce a little more cleanly, do you position him at first base?
From the naked eye, I thought this ball hit off of that little railing right there, but sure enough, it hit the limestone right at the edge and then deflects back toward the field of play.
All right, now let's imagine that Cabrera had not gotten a double and he was at first. Now if you're the umpire, where do you position him? Do you let him score the go-ahead run, or do you pin him at third base?
Again, the judgment call of the umpires. Tom Hallion, a home plate umpire, he is the crew chief here of the four umpires.
So Brantley shaking his head side to side as if maybe he's already been tipped off that it didn't go out of the ballpark, and he's going to have to put a helmet on and go back to the bases. So even in reviewing this and hopefully making the right call that the ball never left the ballpark. You still have the judgment of the umpires as to where to put the runners, in this case Brantley. But again, if Cabrera is at first, you have a run or no run judgment made by the umpire.
And the umpires are basically seeing what we showed you at home, where that ball hit. And they will come out and hopefully make the right call.
And this is the delay that people don't want when we talk about expanded replay. And they have talked about it next year for establishing fair or foul on balls hit down the line.
Yeah, we'll take one more look at this home run review, or we'll see what the umpires decide.
So they're going to send Brantley out. Somebody's got to tell Manny Acta that he's got to put a runner out, Brantley, and they're pointing at second base, which I think is the right thing to do.
Take another look, slow motion. Will show you that it hit right on top of that limestone in right field and then deflected back to the field.
And you can't argue this. After the umpires come out, Manny Acta's defenseless. He can't protest or argue or anything like that. So Brantley puts his helmet back on and heads to second base. And instead of it being a 4-2 ball game, for the time being, it's 3-2.
Yeah, reviewed, it's a 2-run double for Michael Brantley rather than the 3-run home run. So they did get it right.
So now Pavano's job is to take the break and run with it and get the next two batters and keep it a 3-2 game instead of it being a 4-2 game. Marson, the hitter, he hit a fly ball to center his first time up. Tap foul. And the Indians doing here this afternoon what the Orioles did in Baltimore, and that is bunch things together against the veteran Pavano. One strike to Marson. And now missing inside. Manny Acta hoping that his 8 and 9 hitters can get Brantley in from second base. Half swing, they'll appeal. No, and it's 2-1.
Well, inside, outside, that's what Pavano's about. Tried to go away, and Marson held up.
Three and one. So this is one of those innings, and we saw Pavano have a number of them in Baltimore. Or outs are hard to come by. In this case, the second out. And a walk fills first base. Second walk of the inning, and all this trouble for Pavano started with the first walk.
You know, I said in the scouting report that working on not flying open, and Rick Anderson's going to go out right now about Carl Pavano, and sometimes when you fly open, you don't have quite the control that we've seen in the past from Pavano. Take a look at it right here. He's trying to keep that left shoulder in, and then all in one motion open up. And not a bad pitch right there, but just misses a little bit outside.
Well, the Twins in the bottom of the third got 5 hits, but made 2 outs at home plate and only scored a couple of runs. And the Indians, maybe in some way uplifted by all of that. Gave up a couple of runs, but maybe ended up getting some momentum out of that, and jump on Pavano for 3. Eric Hacker starting to warm up here in the 4th inning. So here's the number 9 batter, Hanahan. Pavano would love to get that first ground ball double play right here. And Hanahan takes a strike.
one big reason the Indians are in first place, because they're doing a good job with runners in scoring position.
Popped up, short center. Span with a long run, makes the catch with Casilla in the vicinity, out number 2. And that'll bring up Grady Sizemore. Sizemore with a bouncer to second and a fly ball to center. Down and away, ball 1.
Hitting is nothing more than good timing, and the same thing for pitching, Dick. You know, sometimes you can get out of whack just a little bit, and then you start thinking about it. And you think more about, hey, is my shoulder flying open, than actually where the pitch is going to go. 2 walks in this inning for Pavano. He's always had excellent control over his career. Last year, 221 innings pitched. He walked only 37.
Yeah, he's walked 10 men this year. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Again, you want your trunk, your upper torso, to go with, you know, the lower part. And right there, he's keeping that shoulder in nicely, and then flying open. That looked good there. I mean, just little minimum things, very small.
2-1 to Sizemore, and now 2-2.
Good change up right there. Well, then you think, are you striding too far? Do you back off? Do you try to stay taller? All these little things go through your mind to try to get to that, like a pendulum swings. Everything works together.
2-2 to Sizemore. That's hit well, but it'll hook foul. That's in that regard, it sounds an awful lot like what you're talking about with people who golf. You know, and generally you go on a golf vacation, and the best rounds are the first couple rounds you play, because by the time you play golf every day for a week, you're so conscious mentally of what you're doing, you're all messed up.
Right there, Pavano keeping that shoulder in. But sometimes when you think so much about keeping the shoulder in, then your arm kind of drags a little bit because you're not getting over the baseball.
Another 2-2 to Grady Sizemore. Changeup got him. And the Twins give back the lead, but they got a break on an umpire's review. And instead of it being 4-2, it's 3-2. Matt Capps enjoys fishing.
He caught something.
Which is something I've never done with our Twins lures. As the game reset, Twins getting a couple, could have had more in the bottom of the third, and the Indians got 3 and they could have had more.
Yeah, 3-2. You know, Twins score 2 and then they come right back and score 3.
Jim Thome will lead off the 4th inning, and the Indians go into their bullpen. Genmar Gomez, who was supposed to start today prior to the rainout, he comes on in relief of Carlos Carrasco. Yeah,
Carrasco, remember when he, kind of slipped on the mound? You wonder if that ankle is bothering him, why he came out of the ball game. But Gomez in here to start the bottom of the 4th inning.
Here's Jim Thome, who hit a solid single off the wall in right against Carrasco leading off the 2nd inning, and we thought that was close to being a home run, and then we saw Michael Brantley's drive, which hit the edge of the limestone facing and stayed in the ballpark. 1 strike to Thome, and now a ball.
Gomez, another young starter for the Indians, just 23 years old, from Venezuela. Fastball clocked as high as 93, hard slider, and a very good changeup.
2-1. Thome's average creeping up. It was down in the mid-100s, but he's drawn some walks. And for a slugger like Thome, when they start drawing walks, very often the hits are going to follow. Drilled to right. Does it have enough loft? No, he's got another one off the fence. And he's hustling to second, and Shin-Soo Choo doesn't throw him out. Well, Thome, who's absolutely blistered 2-line drives off the wall in right, wasn't content with a single this time.
Just showing off his speed. That's all he's doing. Thome's homies are here. Again, this time off of Gomez, goes down and gets a sinker and hits it off the wall. And Choo, again, showing off his arm. Little one hop, but Thome able to get that right foot on the bag before the tag could be applied.
Or
real close. So Thome with his 3rd double of the year.
And here's Danny Valencia. Well, the tying run at second. Valencia takes inside a ball. Close play, and it looked like Thome was out at second base.
Well, Thome, this isn't Jerry White's decision right here. This is Jim Thome just trying to make it to second base. And
Valencia takes high 2-0.
Alan Porter, the second base umpire, said he made it. That's all that counts.
Valencia hit into a double play, shattered his bat in the process. Thome had just singled, and then Valencia on the first pitch acted as if he wanted to bunt. Then he ended up bouncing into a double play. Checked his swing, took a strike. Boy, tough times for the White Sox. They were shut out last night. They were shut out again today, 3-0.
Well, again, staying inside, Gomez. Because Danny, if you make an out right here, you want it to the right side of the field. Try to advance Thome to 3rd. Watch out.
Over his head, and now Gomez looks back at the mound where his front foot planted.
Well, Carrasco, his that ball just getting away, and he'll look down and say, yeah, it's the mound's fault. But Carrasco, he kind of landed earlier than normal, and I think that's when he maybe twisted that ankle.
3-1 to Valencia.
That ball just slipping out of Gomez's hand.
That's fisted to left and hanging in the air for Brantley. 1 down. And that'll bring up Drew Butera. AT&T trivia, who was the last Twins to have last Twins player to have a straight steal of home.
Might be a guy that's not with us anymore, Dan Gladden.
Well, now wait a minute.
I mean, he's with us, but he's not here. Okay, he's still with us, folks. Don't get excited.
Had me scared there for a while.
But he went to Arizona for a couple days, so he's not in the radio booth.
Well, now Butera takes strike 1 with Thome still at second base. Hey, just got a text here from Harmon Killebrew. It says, happy Easter to all my friends and fans. Nice ears, Bert. So, Harmon, happy Easter to you. We miss you at the ballpark.
We sure do.
And a strike called to Butera, 0-2. The Twins with a chance to tie it up, and it's anybody's guess what type of hit is going to be needed to score Thome on this day when 2 runners have been thrown out at the plate. Outside, 1-2. Well, as Morneau picked up Casilla for being thrown out of the plate with a 2-run double. Now Butera has a chance to pick up Valencia, who left Thome at second after the first out. And Thome doesn't dare try to advance. Butera thrown out. Out number 2. So we'll see what Casilla can get done here. There's another Rasmussen College student day on Wednesday night when the Twins are home against the Rays. Standing room only tickets are half price for students with valid ID. Tickets are available on the day of game only, and they are limited, so make your plans to come out early. For more information about Rasmussen College student days, visit twinsbaseball.com. Here's Casilla, who singled to right and then made a base running mistake, rounding third, through a stop sign, and was thrown out at the plate last inning. Inside, a ball. Outside, 2-0. We're seeing Casilla's extra base power come right down the line, right over the bases. And if you believe it's going to take a double to score Thome from second base, see if Casilla can pull one right over the first base bag here. He takes ball 3. Spans on deck. You see him in the background. On the outside corner, 3-1. Popped up, should end the inning. Cabrera shades his eyes from the sun and makes the catch. Twins get a leadoff double from Thome, leave him there, and still trail by a run. happy Easter to everybody with Carl Pavano and the Easter Bunny in attendance, at least one of them.
I like that one.
And it's Drupal Cabrera leading off the fifth. First pitch fouled away. A high fly to right. Kubel comes in a few steps. One down. And before the game, Twins held an Easter egg hunt here on the infield, and I believe that's Addison Perkins there, who didn't like that first egg.
I like that. I don't want that one. I'll throw it down. I bet you she likes that one.
See, she shakes it. See, I did that through my whole childhood. There was never anything in those plastic eggs, and I didn't know there was supposed to be something inside. 1-0 to Shin-Soo Choo. Indians leading by a run, and if not for Choo's outstanding left arm, the Twins would be leading by a run. He's thrown out 2 runners at the plate in this game. Now to center, where Span drifts over a few steps. Out number 2. The first Baseball Unplugged is tonight at 6 at Hubert's, right next door here to the ballpark. Michael Cuddyer will be joined by Joe Nathan and Brian Dunsing for an evening of baseball family fun. For more information and to get the complete autograph policy, visit twinsbaseball.com. Again, it's Baseball Unplugged at Hubert's, 6 o'clock tonight. 2 outfield flies, 2 outs. Here's Carlos Santana, who drew the walk. Let me ask you this. Is it possible, because we saw it in the start against the Orioles and again here tonight, that even a veteran pitcher like Pavano, here's a dribbler to third, Valencia scoops and fires? I'll ask you that question next half inning.
Okay, hold that thought.
A quick 3 up, 3 down, 5th inning on 7 pitches.
Write it down. You'll forget.
Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle. It's Mark, Nita, and Nicole, all from Northfield, Minnesota, with the Happy Easter sign, which has eggs, peeps, candies taped to the sign, which looks a little less than appetizing. But Nicole, tell me about the inspiration behind making this one today.
You know, just to say Happy Easter to everybody, and in case we got hungry, we'd have a few snacks here on Easter Sunday, you know, with our peeps.
Oh. And you're all wearing the bunny hats, and you actually got your dad to paint his face.
He wanted to be a bunny for the day, so we let him do that. You know, they let him out of the senior home once in a while, and here he is now enjoying a good Twins game.
Well, happy Easter to you folks. You get $100 worth of scratch-off tickets and a big circle from Bert.
Thank you so much.
And maybe some fresh peeps before the game is over, because these have entered their expiration date to convert.
Thank you, Marnie. Bernard Span lifting a fly down the left field line. Brantley's there.
Yeah, great signs, great. We're going to use your imagination. Happy happy Easter to you inside there. Already a Twins fan.
And Mark Gomez entering the game in the fourth. He gave up a double to Jim Thome, but then left him aboard. Now he gets Span. Here comes Repko with one gone in the inning. Outside ball one. Twins getting a couple of runs in the third, and then the Indians getting 3 quick ones in the fourth. Hanahan fires across the diamond, 2 down.
Oh, we saw Elizabeth up in the booth earlier. She got the Twins a couple runs, and fans go to foxsportnorth.com. There's Elizabeth right there. And click on the Circle Me Bert to submit an email on why your sign should be circled on an upcoming home game, and have a chance to visit us up in the booth. We'll reveal 2 of the sections the morning before each game. One will be listed on foxsportnorth.com and the other on kfan.com.
Kubel takes down an in ball one. Foul away, 1-1. Kubel struck out in the first and then singled in the third. It was his single to right field that resulted in Casilla being thrown out at the plate. A little bit high, 2-1. Twins ended up sending 6 men to the plate in the third inning. 5 hit solid base hits, but they got just the 2 runs. Pop foul, out of play, 2-2. Eventually, sooner rather than later, the Twins hope to have Joe Mauer back, hitting third in the lineup. But Kubel has swung the bat like a number 3 hitter since the Twins moved him there. Line drives all over the field, an occasional home run. Now inside, and it's a full count with Morneau on deck. Full count to the Twins right fielder. Just missed the inside corner, and he'll reach, sending Morneau to the plate.
Well, in the third inning, Alexi Casilla running right through a stop sign on a base hit by Jason Kubel to right field. He's thrown out by Chu as Marson tags him out, and then Michael Cuddyer a base hit, and Steve Little, unsure really right there, sends Morneau, and Justin's tagged out.
Here's Morneau. Dwayne Wise did it last year.
Yeah, see, it doesn't happen too often.
Blocked nicely by Marson in the dirt. Now, Dwayne Wise, of course, made the great catch in the 9th inning in Mark Burley's perfect game, but I don't think he's known as a great thrower. Shin-Soo Choo is. I mean, this guy has got a great arm, and that's one of his tools that he brings to the ballpark with him. So he didn't have the opportunity to throw guys out that often.
Well, you know what? When here's a line drive into the
right field corner, and a foul ball.
Well, not a lot of room down that right field line.
Of course, with 2 outs, Kubel was off on the crack of the bat. That, had it been fair, might have tied the game.
Yeah, Justin, good swing. And not a lot of room, like I said, in that little gap right there between the wall and the line, but definitely foul. Yeah, when you're struggling offensively, Chu came in hitting 204. You know, you do something defensively, and he did that inning.
Very high and wide, 2-1. Again, Gomez was supposed to start today, but then we were rained out Friday night, so they moved everybody back. And that took Gomez out of this series, or so he thought. Another liner to the right field corner that's going to hook foul. Boy, he's just making solid contact on a very regular basis over the last couple of games. A double. That one hop the wall in straightaway center field his last time up. Hoping to make Gomez pay for the 2-out walk to Kubel. Fouled away.
Nice one-handed grab by the fan. Joe Smith starting to loosen up.
That's not his real name. And to left field, down for another hit. Kubel checks in at second. Morneau continues to reach base, hit line drives.
You know, and that's good hitting right there by Justin. Again, you know what? He's almost a 290 career hitter. When he uses the whole field, you see right there, he knows if he pulls that ball, look at the eyes and the concentration of following that ball and then just taking that ball toward left field. So good hitting by Morneau, his second hit.
Tim Belcher to the mound with the Twins trying to mount a 2-out rally. Again, Carrasco left, we believe, because he injured himself on the mound delivering a pitch.
Yeah, we have not had an official report on why Carrasco left, but it sure looked like, you know, maybe after that he did that too. He was backing up the bases a lot. Maybe just got tired.
His right fielder was throwing as much as he was. There's Chu, and now Belcher joined on the mound by home plate umpire Tom Hallion. Cuddyer with a chance to tie it up, put the Twins in front. He singled his last time up, and it was his single that resulted in Morneau being thrown out at the plate. He hit it over the fence, though, and there won't be any plays at the plate.
Sounds good to me. Do it, Michael.
Right down the middle of strike. Bouncer to short. Cabrera to Cabrera. The Twins strand a couple. We head to the 6th in a 1-run game.
Weather forecast as the Twins take on the Rays on Tuesday at Target Field. Unfortunately, we are looking at a bit of a damp day. Clouds with a shower around. Also on the cooler side, your first pitch at 53.
A happy Easter again to everybody. And we're very happy to be bringing you Twins baseball from beautiful Target Field. We go to the 6th inning. Travis Hafner leading things off against Carl Pavano. My question that I started.
You wrote it down?
And I didn't. I actually remembered it, which is unlike me. Is it possible that a veteran pitcher like Pavano mechanically can get just a little bit out of whack and you can isolate it only when he's in the stretch position? Because most of this problem he's had, he's still put together 1, 2, 3 innings and seems to be in control of things. But the trouble seems to be when he has to pitch out of the stretch.
Well, you know what? You're pitching out of the stretch because there might be a problem in your windup.
Okay, well, that's what I'm asking.
It all kind of goes, together.
Valencia catches the pop-up. Let's find Marnie Gellner someplace.
Out in left field, Dick and Bert, because it's Kids Day here at Target Field, and there were 130 kids from Red Pine Elementary in Eagan who sang the national anthem on the field before the game. Maya is 11 years old. She was one of them. Maya, what was that like to sing the national anthem in front of all these people?
Well, it was fun, but it was kind of nervous, but it was really exciting because not everyone gets to do that. So.
No, and you guys sounded great. You're wearing your Twins cap today. Your braces are red and blue, too. That must mean you're a pretty big Twins fan.
Yeah, I purposely did that because I knew I was going to come to the Twins game, and I thought it would be fun.
Did you know you'd be on Fox Sports North, too?
I had no idea.
It's a bonus, Dick and Bert. The kids, though, are enjoying another beautiful Sunday here at Target Field.
Boy, thank you, Marnie. And they did a great job of singing the national anthem also.
And we hope they can watch a Twins comeback win. 2 quick outs here in the 6th, and Brantley will hit.
Well, this is what Pavano's able to do. You look back at a start after the game is over with, and Pavano hopefully will not be hurt by one bad inning. And West high-speed pitch so far. Carrasco out of the ballgame after 3 innings at 95, Pavano at 92. And sometimes the only way to work out of these little, habits or bad habits you get into is do what he's doing. Have the bad inning, and now able to, get out of the 5th inning with 7 pitches. And here 8 pitches to get out of the 6th inning.
Another 1, 2, 3 inning. And through 6, the Indians are 5.5. The Indians have a 1-run lead. Blistered against the right field fence.
And they've both been leadoff hits of an inning. Tommy almost hitting a home run there. Would have been his 3rd. And then in the 4th inning, a double. Tommy stretched the single into a double. A leadoff double in the 4th inning, and he is stranded at second base.
So you're saying, could we be witnessing a natural here, a natural cycle? He's got the single. He's got the double. We know he can hit home runs, but, come on, a triple? Hey, he got 2 of them last year for the Twins. Take strike 1.
Yeah, and those guys that broke their legs, too, they're healing nicely. The outfielders.
just off the plate, and it's 1-1. Tommy, Valencia, and Butera. Twins hoping to get the thing even up here in the 6th. Popped up a mile in the air and a long run for Hanahan, who was standing near second base. It's a good play. From where he was, he had to run a long way to get underneath that one down. AT&T trivia involved a steal of home, which is even more unlikely than a Jim Toney triple. I'm going to go with Rich Becker.
I saw Mr. Glad.
Yeah, I seem to remember in Cleveland, Rich Becker against Jeff Juden.
What page was that on?
211.
Out of the way, we got it. That's why they make the media guy.
Here's Danny Valencia, and he takes strike one. Valencia bounced into a double play in the 2nd, then hit a fly ball to left. Pop up near the Twins dugout and out of play. We just mentioned it in passing. Another really frustrating game for the Chicago White Sox, as they are in a deeper offensive funk than anything we've witnessed with the Twins. They've been shut out in back-to-back games, and
who cares?
Well,
really, you know, I just looked at page 211. Dan Gladden did steal home twice.
Sure he did.
But he wasn't. Carew did it 5 times.
Very high, 1 and 2. The straight steal of home, when Carew stole 7 times to tie Ty Cobb's single season record in '69. A couple of them were on double steals. And Tom Hallion, first time I think we've seen that demonstrative strike 3 call. And Valencia walks away, and Hallion keeping an eye on him.
Well, first strikeout for Gomez.
Two down. Here's Drew Butera. Popped to first and a ground ball to short.
Saw Danny Valencia's reaction right there. He probably turned around when Hallion was looking behind. You know, I mean, he kind of went like this and looked up in the stands. And you look back as a hitter and you say, how could you call that? You're not even looking.
Keep your eye on the game. 1 strike to Butera. Another pop up. And looks like for the first time today, the Twins are going to be retired 1, 2, 3. It is a quick bottom of the 6th. 9 pitches. By McDonald's. Right now you can get 20 crispy chicken nuggets for just $4.99 at McDonald's. And by fast, reliable, secure, heavy-duty internet from Qwest. Well, the Twins on Kids Day hoping to make it a 2-game sweep of the Indians after the washout Friday night. And we head to the 7th inning. Cleveland leading by a run. Pavano throws one wide of the plate. Ball 1 with the leadoff man here in the 7th, Lou Marson.
Yeah, Pavano had only one bad inning so far, and that's that 4th inning where he threw 29 pitches. Other than that, you know, he's put some zeros on the board. 90 pitches right now for Pavano. A couple walks, a couple strikeouts. Giving up only 5 hits. But 3 of those with a walk in that 3-run 4th inning.
Yeah, 5 straight batters reached. 2-1. And you'd like to think that ultimately the reversed home run call will be a factor in this game. The Twins just a run down instead of 2. Because after Brantley's home run call was reversed, bouncer towards second. Let's pick up by Cuddyer. There's that strong arm we were talking about. 1 away. Hanahan to the plate. Log on to FoxSportsNorth.com for news and stories as we get ready for next weekend's NFL draft. Log on now to read about the best trades in Viking history. Plus, we get a recap of yesterday's Gopher football spring game. And read it all now at FoxSportsNorth.com. Here's Hanahan. A pop to short and a fly ball to center. Swing and a miss. Chopper, and Cuddyer will charge it and have no play. So Hanahan gets an infield hit with 1 gone in the 7th.
Yeah, almost as soon as Cuddyer tried to get that with his glove, that's a play that, you know, you almost have to bare hand and hope that you can get a good grip to flip it over to Morneau. That swinging bunt over the head of Pavano. Cuddyer really had no chance. You can see him trying to round that ball to make a throw, but never got the grip on that baseball. So hold on to it.
Here's Sizemore.
I mentioned we were talking a little bit about Pavano, always saying, you know, he just doesn't feel right out there. And really, again, you can look at all the video you want, but it's all the feel that this guy has to have out there. He's been out there this is his 245th Major League start. He knows what he needs to do, but sometimes, you know, you can struggle a little bit, an inning here or there, but there's no better cure than just going out there and just continue pitching. Be like a hitter in a slump. Well, how do you get out of a slump? You keep swinging. You keep swinging until you find it.
One and 1 to Sizemore.
You see 8 ground ball outs along with his 2 strikeouts and 9 fly ball outs. I think Pavano not really a ground ball type pitcher, not like a Blackburn when he's on.
Foul back. 2-2. Pavano asking Drew Butera to come out. Be a good spot again for Pavano's first double play grounder. Seems odd at this point that he wouldn't have gotten one by now.
Well, a couple times he got Sizemore out. This is Sizemore's 4th plate appearance against Pavano. Got him to ground out on a changeup in the 1st inning, and then he struck him out on a changeup down and in the 4th inning. So maybe that's what it's about. You know what? Let's try to go with that fastball middle in. You get it in there. You see Butera now sitting away and got him.
Well, whatever they talked about, they got on the same page, and Pavano delivered the pitch.
Yeah, second time he was able to strike out Sizemore. This a called 3rd strike. Utera sat inside, then jumped outside, and there's the control of Pavano right there. Just clips the corner. Third strikeout.
Fox Tracks brought to you by Carrier. Some ominous news for the Indians. Carrasco was taken out with some tightness in his pitching elbow.
Oh, that's what. Okay.
We saw him spin out on the mound, stumbling a little bit, and we thought whatever took him out physically might be in the lower half of his body, and turns out it's his pitching arm. 1-0 to Cabrera. Popped up, short right center field. And makes a catch in front of Kubel. That ends the top of the 7th. Time now for the 7th inning stretch, and it's brought to you by Medica. Morneau, who were his favorite players when he was a kid?
I can't just say one. You know, I was a left-handed hitter, so it was Ken Griffey Jr. I got to see in person, which was always special. You know, especially when he was young, all the things he could do. Larry Walker being from my area, and seeing John Olerud on TV all the time with the Blue Jays. Those are my three guys that they were my favorites growing up.
And they're all left-handed hitters. Imagine that.
Wasn't a pitcher in there.
Well, a Grand Casino story of the game, and Morneau's been stinging the ball again here today.
Yeah, he gave the Twins an early 2-0 lead thanks to his double right there that scored a couple runs. And then Michael Brantley getting hold of one from Carl Pavano right off the top of the limestone in right field. Ron Gardenhire came out and checked with first base umpire Bill Miller. They reviewed it, and it ended up being a double for Brantley, which saved the Twins another run.
So, 7 innings pitched, and if his day is done, a quality start for Carl Pavano, the 3 earned runs, and again, no falling victim to things being bunched together on him.
Yeah, just that one inning where, 5 straight Indians were able to get on base. You'd like to have that back, but after that, he settled down and gave up only 1 hit over the next 3 innings. And that was an infield hit.
Alexi Casilla led off the 3rd with a single. He'll try to get on base here to start the 7th against Genmar Gomez. Bunts at it, strike 1. Casilla, Span, and Repko, when the Twins won yesterday, scored 10 runs in the process. They got production from Casilla. Were able to run the bases. Casillas got a couple of hits, scored a couple of runs. Here's a pop-up that'll reach the seats, 2 strikes. Span reached 3 times, scored 3 runs. Repko, a couple of hits, a couple of runs batted in. So the 9, 1, and 2 guys yesterday had a really big game, and see if maybe they can combine efforts here to get this thing tied up in the 7th. He did the same thing in the 3rd inning when he fell behind 2 strikes. He got a 0-2 pitch and he lined a single.
Casilla, a couple hits in yesterday's ball game here. Got a pitch up and hammered it into right field. So Casilla gets his 2nd hit. And for the Twins, their 9th in the ball game.
And the act of coming out, he might make a pitching change. The Indians have had very good bullpen help this year. Really going back to last year. It looks like he's going to go bring in a reliever here with the tying run at first and nobody out. MLB.tv today and see every Twins game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit twinsbaseball.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. And market blackout rules do apply. I have it. I enjoy it. I know you watch games on the road too. It's a wonderful tool to have if you're a baseball fan.
Well, here's Rafael Perez. He's kind of like what Glenn Perkins has been out in the bullpen for the Twins. Making his 9th appearance, 6 innings. He's allowed only 2 hits with 4 walks and 4 strikeouts. Perez in his 6th season with the Cleveland Indians, 28 years old, from the Dominican Republic.
Well, here's Denard Span. Might be a bunting situation here with Casilla at first and a left-hander on the mound. Perez has not been scored on in his last 18 appearances going back to last year. Span has been hitting the ball very well. He has a single and a run scored. He's got Hanahan in on the grass at third and an inexperienced first baseman in Santana. And a little throw to first.
Yeah, along with a fastball, he'll mix in a slider, a very good curveball, and a changeup.
It looked like he wanted to bunt it toward the third baseman. Santana, a right-handed thrower, obviously, is a regular catcher. And he is inexperienced, but in the first game he played over there in a bunting situation, he got a pop-up and turned it into a triple play.
If you're asked to bunt right there, he didn't square around the bunt. He kind of laid the bat down at the last second. So you saw Gardy right there. If the bunt was on, turn around and square and lay it down toward first base.
That's what I was going to say. You want the bunt to go toward the first base side here, don't you?
Well, because Hanahan's charging.
Right.
And a left-handed pitcher is going to fall off toward third.
And Span swings away and fouls it back, and now it's behind in the count 0-2. Perez and another left-hander, Tony Sipp, the only 2 left-handed pitchers in the Cleveland team. Their whole rotation is right-handed.
Remember when they had C.C. Sabathia, Cliff Lee, then
Aaron Laffey, and a bunch of guys like that.
David Huff.
Jeremy Sowers was another one.
Yep.
All lefties. 2 strikes to Span. And he fouls it away. Rafael Perez, a good setup man. Chris Perez is their closer. He's been pretty good too.
Yeah, Perez has 3 saves in his career. His first coming against the Twins back in 2007.
Rounder right side. Cabrera has it bobbled. And Span will reach on an air. The veteran might have been caught looking towards second base.
You don't see too many errors from Cabrera. He makes his 2nd error of the year. Ball coming up on him a little bit. Sometimes second baseman, you want to get yourself set to turn and maybe get the force out at second base, but the ball kind of maybe took his eye off that ball. You can see it right there, right in front of him, but it's Cabrera that kind of booted that ball, allowing this inning to go on with a couple runners on, nobody out.
And now Repko, who was in a bunting situation, a similar spot in the 3rd, might be asked to bunt here in the 7th. And he does. Same type of bunt he had yesterday, and the throw to first is in time to get Repko. Repko did this in last night's game, and it helped open up an inning.
Yeah, good bunt right there by Jason Repko. He bunted in the 5th inning when the Twins had Morneau's big.
And we'll see how Maniacta handles it now with Kubel up in the same spot he was intentionally walked yesterday.
Yep. And Cabrera, the second baseman there, square around, deaden the ball, and do your job. And Repko did it again.
And we'll see how Kubel fares here with the tying run at 3rd. Pitches up high. In yesterday's game, they intentionally walked Kubel. And then Carmona threw a changeup to Morneau, and he drilled the first pitch for a 2-run single. A high fly to deep right center field. It'll score 2. A double for Kubel, and the Twins are in front.
He left the pitch up. Perez did, and Kubel jumped all over it. A big 2-run double, giving the Twins a 4-3 lead. And Kubel driving in his 8th and 9th RBIs of the year. See the pitch? It looked like a breaking ball, and Kubel stayed back. Boy, did he pop that bat right there. And Span got a great read. He knew it was going to be off that wall. He scored easily from first base. So Casilla and Span scoring.
A run charged to Gomez, and right now an unearned run charged to Perez. Nevertheless, a run, and it's the first time a run has been charged to Perez in 19 games going back to last year. 1-0 to Morneau. He's reached all 3 times today.
Well, Pavano, if he's out of the ball game, got a chance to pick up his 2nd win here. It'd be win number 99 in his career. The Twins can hold on. But again, it was yesterday. It was Alexi Casilla, the number 9 hitter, that got the ball rolling. And here, he got that base hit to start this inning.
Morneau swings away, 2-0, and taps it foul. Perez has been very good, but Jason Kubel has eaten him up. He's 5 for 11 against Perez now, with 3 doubles and a couple of walks.
You can see why if he leaves a pitch up where he did.
And now 3-1 to Morneau, who 4 for 17 against Perez. And Cuddyer on deck. And Repko's sacrifice bunt, again opening up an inning here for the Twins in the 7th. lifted to left and deep. Brantley going back. And a catch made on the track, and Kubel playing it halfway and then retreating is stuck at second. He just missed sending one out to the opposite field.
And Maniacta coming out. He'll be bringing in a new pitcher. Justin gave it a ride, but we've seen this is a pitcher's ballpark. Even though he hits his ball sharply, a little bit off the end of the bat, but the power of Morneau driving Brantley all the way back to the wall.
Supports charitable initiative. We're proud to support Stand Up to Cancer in their work to fund groundbreaking research that helps accelerate treatment to patients. For more information, please visit standuptocancer.org/Fox Sports. Well, Vinny Pistano comes into the ball game to pitch to Michael Cuddyer.
Yeah, Pistano last year appeared in only 5 games for the Indians, making his 9th appearance this year. Young 25-year-old signed by the Indians back in 2006 out of Cal State Fullerton. And he's one of these pitchers, when he came out of that bullpen, he sprinted to the mound.
We had a question.
He's too young.
We had a question a week ago or so, didn't we, about what happened to the bullpen cars they used to have to bring relief pitchers in. Vinny Pistano doesn't need a bullpen car.
Oh, he beat the car in.
Oxygen mask maybe, but bouncer to short. As Drupal Cabrera over to Santana. One pitch takes care of Cuddyer. Twins take advantage of an Orlando Cabrera error to take the lead. for the great left arm of Shin Soo Choo.
Well, again, when you're struggling offensively, you help your team out defensively. He threw out Casilla right here as Casilla ran through the stop sign. And then Michael Cuddyer got a base hit. Here comes Justin. Okay, what do I do? What do I do? You keep going. And he's tagged out at home. So 2 good throws home by Choo from right field.
And Choo will lead off the 8th. And Glenn Perkins will relieve Carl Pavano here as we start the 8th inning. You see Justin Morneau, and on the other side Danny Valencia off the line, but Morneau's draped all over the first baseline to try to take a double away.
Yeah, no extra base hits. And Perkins, he's been almost perfect out of that bullpen. 9 innings, making his 10th appearance.
2 strikes. Ron Gardenhire talking about Perkins and how he's the preferred lefty late in the game now because he's thrown more strikes than Jose Majares. Up and away, 1-2.
Now that fastball clocked at 97 here.
Whoa.
5 hits allowed for Perkins in the 9 innings. Couple walks, 3 strikeouts. Let's make it 4.
Throwing more strikes and getting ahead of hitters, that's been a chronic problem for Majares. Perkins has really relished this late inning work.
Well, he just reared back and just threw that ball right past Choo.
So 1 down, and here's Carlos Santana. Fastball missing. And missing again. There is Majares and Jim Hoey. 3-0. Hafner on deck, another left-handed hitter. And a 4-pitch walk. It's the second time that Santana's drawn a 4-pitch walk. Pavano issued a 1-out 4-pitch walk on the 4th. And that'll bring up Hafner. So talk about Perkins and his ability to throw strikes, and he strikes out Choo almost before the at bat gets going, and then turns around and walks the next guy.
You ever have a hiccup?
Plenty of times.
That was a hiccup.
That was a hiccup?
Yeah, no more hiccups. Glenn Perkins.
Hafner singled against Pavano, scored a run, 1 for 3 on the day. And a first pitch strike. And again, even with Hafner.
Well, he only throws strikes to left-handed hitters.
Is that what it is? Okay. Outside, 1-1.
Well, Perkins at 28 years old. He's in his 6th season with the Twins.
On the outside corner, 1-2.
Perkins, good timing right now. That fastball at 96.
Nice block by Butera, keeping Santana at first. And it's 2-2.
Yeah, the slider right here. Now, as a catcher, you always anticipate, you know, if he tries to overthrow it, get down and block that ball, and Butera does a nice job of that.
Two and 2. I don't know where this velocity is coming from, or whether the gun might be a tick or two hot, but 96, 97 miles per hour from a guy who, when he was a starter, would throw 91, 92.
Well, you know what? I mean, Kevin Slowey even said that. You know, I mean, you're out in that bullpen, and it was remarked about Slowey. You know, all of a sudden you add 3 or 4 because you know you're only going to go maybe 1 inning. is aired out.
Jammed him in a little pop-up short left field. Repko fighting the sun, can't find the ball, and safe at second. Staring right up into the sun. And Hafner with a fly ball single to left field.
Well, you can see Repko right off the get-go just fight it. He has those sunglasses. He's trying to shield that sun with that left hand. Never really got sight of the ball.
So now the Indians with the tying run at second, they catch a break in the 8th inning. And Perkins will come out with Jim Hoey going to come in to try to take care of Orlando Cabrera. A threat here with 1 out in the 8th. Leaving it for Jim Hoey, who made quite a Twins debut in Baltimore.
Yeah, he sure did. Meet part of the lineup for the Orioles. Boy, he just reared back. Got Guerrero to pop up to Cuddyer. The changeup, that's something that he went down to the AAA to work on. Outstanding. And then retired the Orioles 1-2-3. So Hoey making his 3rd appearance in a Twins uniform.
Made another appearance in Baltimore. That one didn't go so good. He fell behind the hitters, had to throw his fastball, and the Orioles cuffed him around a little bit. Got a couple of hits. He just faced a handful of batters in Baltimore. Retired all 4 of them on Monday. He'll try to get Orlando Cabrera here with the tying run at second and 1 out.
Yeah, you know, he was nervous on Monday because, you know, he's not only up with the Twins for the first time, also pitching against his former organization where he was with for so many years, the Orioles. Now this is his debut here at Target Field. And he wants it to be a good one.
And he gets ahead of Cabrera, which will set up eventually perhaps that split finger pitch that he's used as an off-speed pitch. One strike to Cabrera. One and one.
Hoey, 28 years old. Up with the Orioles in 2006 and 7. Had a shoulder surgery in 2008.
And Cabrera at the plate would like to atone for his error that allowed the Twins to take the lead in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, let's hit into a double play, really make his day.
Off the plate, 2-1. So we've seen 3 fastballs. It's still Hoey's best pitch, but his secondary pitch is now the split finger pitch, and his slider is his 3rd pitch. 2-1 to Orlando Cabrera. Oh, Tara coming out of his crouch took that foul tip. 2-2.
Yeah, I think that was a split finger right there. And Cabrera a little out front. And Butera jumped up, and that ball ended up hitting him. Take a look right here. Boy, right off the mask.
Ron Gardenhire says if he can throw that pitch for strikes, his fastball looks 206 miles per hour. 2-2. Foul away. Two to Cabrera. Got him. Off the outside corner, Cabrera strikes out number 2.
Yeah, he asked Tom Hallion right after he swung and missed. That ball was outside. Darn it, I swung at that. But take a look at the pitch. Cabrera chasing a pitch. And a big strikeout right there for Hoey. Boy, you can see the way that Butera caught that ball. Had some giddy up on it.
Here's Brantley. Got a 2-run double that originally was ruled a 3-run home run in the 4th inning, but the umpires reviewed it, overruled it. Butera will come to the mound here.
Yeah, they got the call right.
And here comes Ron Gardenhire, who may come out now to make a pitching change.
Yeah, I think he's motioned already to the bullpen. Jose Majares has been warming up. He's loose.
Majares have been warming up for quite some time, so I don't think the Twins were stalling for any reason. It will be Majares who will come in here to face Brantley and try to get the Twins out of the 8th. But you can get a behind-the-scenes tour of Target Field. Public and private tours, school field trips are all a possibility. Log on to twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS. Reserve your Target Field tour this spring. And if you stop by the booth and if you get to peek inside, go ahead and tidy up a bit here. If you see crumbs on the floor or whatever,
clean it up. Take it with you.
Well, here's Jose Majares facing Michael Brantley, who will be left in here, even though Shelley Duncan's an awfully good pinch hitter. But Brantley's hit left-handed pitching a lot better than right-handers this year.
You can see Majares making his 10th appearance. He's worked 6 innings. He has 6 walks, but also 5 strikeouts. Adam Everett running for Travis Hafner at first base, the former Twin.
And Majares has had problems throwing strikes. The walks too high, and he's fallen behind hitters, and he falls behind Brantley here 1-0.
They got crossed up right there. Butera is going to go out and talk to Maharis. Well, especially if you're looking for maybe a slider and then he throws a fastball. Butera definitely thinking slider and taking it almost in the gut.
Now, is Casilla, I mean, Maharis' English is good enough.
Yes, yes.
Casilla just in there to see what sign they're on, right?
Right. Come on, boys, let's get it right.
And throw it over the plate. 2-0. Lifted to left.
I love those sacrifice flies.
Rep go back if he can see it.
He'll catch
that one. So the pop fly single doesn't hurt the Twins in the end, and there's a scoreless 8th inning in the top of the inning.
Line with 4 Twins fans who made their way here to Target Field from Ireland. This is Tina and her husband, Tina's sister and her husband. And Tina, I know you're visiting family in Minnesota, in the Minneapolis area. Why did you need to see a Twins game during your little vacation here?
Well, I've always heard about baseball games and always had Twins jerseys and stuff brought over to us. So I really wanted to come to an actual live game rather than just watching it on TV.
And this is your first trip, obviously, to Target Field. Thanks, guys. What did you think so far? What do you think of this team and this ballpark?
The atmosphere is brilliant, and the game is just absolutely great to watch. It's fantastic.
And we gave you a beautiful sunny day.
Yeah, it's great. It makes it even better.
And jerseys for all 4 of them. Dick and Bert from Ireland, Twins fans. They're wearing their gear. It's their first time at Target Field. They're here for 10 days, and they had to come here to see a Twins game.
That's awesome.
Very nice. Thank you, Marty.
Jim Thome will lead off the bottom of the 8th against Pestano. And the pitch down and in, ball 1. Thome hitting 2 line drives off the fence in right. One nearly cleared the wall in right for a home run. It went for a single. Another one ended up farther down on the wall for a double. Grounded to the right side into the shift. Cabrera has it. 1 away. That would be Orlando Cabrera. And now Danny Valencia. Valencia hitless in the ball game, bounced into a double play, fly to left, and was called out on strikes in the 6th. That covers the inside corner, strike 1.
Pestano, kind of a sidearm type of wheeler dealer, very aggressive.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Last year started at Double-A, then pitched at AAA and then 5 relief appearances with the Indians.
Matt Capps getting loose for what will likely be a save opportunity in the ninth. 2 strikes to Valencia. And a ball. Valencia strikes out for the 2nd straight time. 2 down before Drew Butera comes to the plate. Coming up on Quest Twins Live, including the Toyota postgame wrap. Carl Pavano had 1 rough inning. Other than that, he pitched pretty well. Going to teach you how to catch fly balls with or without the sun. I'm not sure. And we'll have sound from Twins manager Ron Gardenhire. We tried to do that once at the Metrodome, and you were in charge of the pop-up machine, and you were running me all over the outfield.
Yeah, I was trying to get you good.
Down and in, ball 1.
I think that machine that we were shooting balls out of were like a knuckleball, too. But you caught them.
I caught one. I caught one. A couple of them nearly caught me. There's a foul back to the screen, 1-1.
1 out of 6 is not bad.
In that place, I've seen left fielders do worse. One and 1 to Drew Butera. A little bit high, and it's 2-1. Indians are due to send up their 8, 9, and 1 batters, but again, they've got a pretty good pinch hitter in Shelley Duncan, so we might see him against Matt Capps. 2-2. And Tom Hallion.
He likes that, doesn't he?
3 up, 3 down. The Twins go down in the bottom of the 8th. It'll be a 1-run lead for Capper. Beautiful afternoon at Target Field, and a good-looking score, too. With the Twins getting some big hits in the middle of the lineup, including a big one from Jason Kubel.
Yeah, with the Twins down 3-2 as Jason Kubel's go-ahead 2-run double in the 7th inning to give the Twins a 1-run lead. Morneau with a 2-run double in the 3rd inning.
And Matt Capps comes into the ball game to try to get his first Target Field save this year.
Caps making his 11th appearance. Here will be facing Shelley Duncan, a pinch hitter for the Indians.
He really got some big pinch hits last year for the Indians and is off to a good start in that category this year. Duncan's been asked to get to pinch hit twice. He has 2 hits and has driven in 3 runs. So he's hitting for Marson, and it'll be Hanahan and Sizemore in a 1-run game. A little bit low, 1-1.
Yeah, Duncan at 6'5". Caps trying to keep the ball down and just missing low. So is Tom Hallion.
Little roller to short. Casilla charges and guns it over to Morneau. 1 away. You can see where Butera is setting up and playing to the ballpark too. Setting up outside, and Duncan, big strong guy. If he's going to hit it out, he's going to have to pull something off the outside part of the plate. Here's Hanahan. Here for Hanahan, they set up in the inside corner. Pitch up and away, ball 1.
Yeah, outfielders playing pretty deep. No balls hit over your head. No extra base hits here. Span playing a pretty deep center field, as Repko is at left and Kubel in right.
Again, Butera sits over the inside corner, and Caps hits it.
Well, you make the adjustment. You know, Caps missed up and away with that pitch where Butera wanted for strike 1. It ended up being ball 1. You go back in there again, and that time he hit a spot. Caps has always had very good control.
This to center. Span coming in and makes a tumbling catch in the outfield. It may have knuckled on its way out there, but Span hung with it.
Well, I just mentioned they play deep, but Hanahan hit the heck out of this ball. And Hanahan going down and getting this ball and hitting it sharply. And Span comes in and kind of curls up right there and able to get the ball right in the glove. Almost like I put his gun in the holster, you know. There's the ball in the glove.
2 down, and here's Grady Sizemore. To the right field corner and down for a hit. Kubel plays the carom, sets and fires. It'll be a double for Grady Sizemore. 1 pitch after Span made his nice catch in center.
Yeah, Sizemore jumping on that first pitch, his first hit of the ball game on his 4th double. He gets in the scoring position. Hammers his ball down the right field line, double all the way. Kubel playing the carom, gets it back in. Sizemore in. 2-out double.
And now Cabrera 0 for 4 on the day. And the speedy Sizemore at second base.
Another great crowd here, 39,388. Another sellout. Hopefully watching the Twins win right here.
To left field, fairly deep. Repko going back.
Another sacrifice fly.
And the Twins have won 3 in a row. Caps gets his first target field save of the season. And the Twins take on the first place Cleveland Indians and beat them twice. And Mike Pomerantz, a couple of days ago, they were 7 games back. Now they're only 4 back.
Hey, how about that? They pick up a win. They win the series. When we come back on Quest Twins Live, we're going to talk about the work that Carl Pavano put in today. Another great outing for him. And we'll teach the kids how to catch some fly balls in the outfield. And you'll hear from Ron Gardenhire.